Program's rolling.
This is In-Depth Radio, News Talk 1010. You're listening to the Jim Richards Podcast from News Talk 1010.
Lowest prices anywhere on the planet. OmniJewelry.com. There is one target.
It's 1:37 right now. I am the talented Jim Richards with you until 4 o'clock, and I was shocked that when I read this, you know where we rank in the province of Ontario based on population, per percentage of population in terms of organ donation? Organ donors, that is? Where do you think? There are 174 different communities in this province. And where do you think we rank? All the way, not all the way at the bottom, but 171 out of 174. What is going on? Now, I'm a hypocrite because I haven't done it either. But that's usually because when I don't know, just lazy. I don't have a good reason to be against it. I used to have this feeling in the back of my head that if I was about to die, that I would have a doctor that would say, and I know this is an uneducated, kind of very remedial, cold, but honest fear that I had, that if I was about to die, some doctor would be, oh, we need some organs, and I don't know, the efforts, I'm beat. So let's not try to save this guy, and we'll get the organs and save some lives. That doesn't happen. Does it? No, it doesn't happen. It would be very unethical. But that's what I thought, and it's a dumb thing to think. But I have to say, the only reason that I haven't filled out the card is because I'm lazy. And whenever it's top of mind, what about you, Britt? What's your reason? Religious reasons, or no? What is your reason? Britt is the producer of the show. What? It grosses you. The facing your mortality grosses you out. The fact that you could die, you really want to have that cross your mind? Well, yeah, exactly. 1:39, and we're joined right now by George Marcello, who's CEO of Step by Step Organ Transplant Association. George, how are you?
I'm good, Jim. Good to talk to you again.
Great. We've talked to you before in the past.
Yeah, you gotta see.
You know what? I talk to thousands of people.
I know you do.
Sometimes I forget.
That's okay.
You sound very familiar online. Okay, so what is it about a city like Toronto where we don't care about our fellow man and that we would rank 171st in terms of organ donors in the province?
Well, I wouldn't say we don't care. It would be more, how much do we care? Because they've done surveys after surveys, and over 90% of the public agree with organ donations. So I can actually get right to the solutions, Jim, on how we can fix this. And
let's hold on the solution. Let's do a little bit of a cliffhanger. But what are there reasons? Are people in Toronto too busy? Are they too cold?
well, it's basically what you mentioned at the beginning. It's just a lack of going to that next step. Part of it is, and that was self-described, so lazy is part of it. Sometimes until it happens to a friend of yours, and hopefully not a family member, you won't get really involved into doing that next step. And so, there's a number of these factors, and I guess Torontonians are very busy people, and where you got the higher population of people registering are mostly in the smaller communities.
Okay.
But let's look at Sudbury, who's registered 45% of their people.
But let me say this. I mean, with all due respect, isn't the fact that we're not that we're at 171st out of 174, isn't that directly related to the job that? And again, I say with all due respect, George, doesn't that reflect the job that perhaps Petroleum Gift of Life and the Step by Step Organ Transplant Association has done in getting the message out?
Partly, but that's why I wanted to get to the solutions. It's also
Do the solutions right now then. What are they?
okay. Well, there's actually 4 provisions that I would say would solve this. And number 1 is we need some muscle from our Ontario government to, number 1, direct all our municipalities to engage what I call the Ontario Challenge, so that each city, each village, each community has to do the work of getting people registered in their community. So, for example, in Toronto, every councillor in their district would have to find a plan on how to register people in their community, and that would mean talking to the church leaders, community, if they work really hard in becoming to win their campaign, they must know their community base.
But that would cost. Do people want taxpayer money going towards that?
It wouldn't cost nothing. It's a directive from the Ontario government.
Time here, George. So can you give us bullet points of what the other 3 are?
Yep. The other 3 would be we have to reconsider the presumed consent model, the Spanish model.
That's the default setting where everybody is a donor until they opt out.
Exactly.
I don't know why we don't do that. That's the simplest way.
Oh.
Another, I think, very simple way is an idea that I like, which is that your license doesn't get processed until you check yes or no, at least.
But that would only slightly increase it. That would hardly make a real dent.
Really?
Yeah, it would help. It would help, Jim. But
Asking people to think about it. Because
yeah, of course.
mind, people ignore it. If I knew my license wasn't going to go through unless I at least checked yes or no.
Yes, it would help. But we're looking to solve this, Jim. Like that. Yeah, no, that would help. But that would have to be.
Final one.
The final one is we need to expand our live donors and start thinking about compensation because presently there's a lot of people that would do this if they could leave their work for a year or something, and that would greatly expand the numbers.
Know that I would give a kidney or donate something if I knew that I had enough time that I could bounce back and not.
Exactly. And it wouldn't be considered a sale of your organ. It would be considered a service, a very noble service to your country. And just from my tours across the province over the past 20 years, there would be a lot of willing people that would do this.
George, it's good stuff. I got to run along. Thank you very much for your recommendations. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I hope you sign that or register soon,
Going to,
Jim.
And next time I talk, I will definitely remember you.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome.
Bye-bye.
George Marcello, folks, CEO of
Great stuff, George. Thank you, honey.
Thank you, Brent.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.